at the end of the day, you know where them words derive from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At the end of the day, yeah. And you know that's not us, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We've done shows dealing with that. We've talked about mostly a lot of things right at the end of the day. And right now, like commissioners are saying, we just want to hear what has Genesis done for the community, for you personally, yeah.
Well, Genesis,
And what the people them out there, what are they doing, and make them phone in and tell us what's going on.
yeah.
Tonight I do the regeneration show. We can get into that later on.
Yeah, well, Genesis is big time for me. And Genesis opened my eyes. You know, and Genesis is the only black power station to give me freedom of speech every Sunday. You know, so this is what Genesis done for me. Genesis is big time for me. You know, so that's what Genesis has done for me. As Brother Driver always say, each one teach one, and I always say, steel sharpens steel. You know, this is what Genesis done for me. You know.
Well, you're one of the number one callers, isn't it? You're phoning all the time every weekend it was.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope you hear somebody with the input.
Okay.
About this word, ethnic minority and Afro-Caribbean. You know.
Just like American Indians and Africans and the rest of the words. That's what I'm saying. But they're just word games, and you just, at the end of the day, to be quite honest here, London Town, look into that yourselves and find out what that means. And find out and tell us. And Ron, you're a big man. You're supposed to look into yourself and know what them words mean yourself anyway.
I know what they mean, but you know.
You've been on the planet longer than all of us.
I know what they mean, but
you should be phoning in and breaking it down.
I want somebody to break it down. Probably, you know, I'm not a university graduate.
Yeah, well, leave on my ones.
I know most of us, you don't really, I know street man, you know.
I got kicked out.
I want somebody with more flex to break it down for me. All right?
Okay, bud, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, Rose, peace. Okay, London Town, 09568938865. Okay. We want to try and keep it on London Town, what Genesis done for you, basically, yeah? And then we've got another live, we're going to take this live in. Hello, Genesis Radio?
Yeah, Briggy.
Yo.
I look a virgin still from long time, still from the cleaners when I lady well there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Big up, Briggy, commissioner every time, yeah?
Yeah.
But I just want to say respect to all the ladies that are phoning in, and they've got the little respect for the black man them who are trying for their kids, you know? Because I'm going through it myself, and boy, the woman touched my heart when she said, boy, she knows some women that are out there. The man's trying to support their children, and the littlest, smallest thing, the woman won't even let them speak on the phone to their kids, you know? And I'm going through all of that, you know what I mean? And I'm just glad to hear that there's women out there that can see it from outside of the waters, you know what I mean? That's all I wanted to say still, Briggy. But yeah, it starts from the youth then, and from the mothers then teaching us, and you know, from home feeling right, it will get there eventually, Briggy. You don't know how I think about things already.
Yeah,
it will get there eventually, you know?
Yeah, because you know, blood, too much of the long talk and this and that.
That's right.
And stupid talk.
That's right. And I notice people come on, like the person was saying earlier, they come on to have a dig at the next person, and that's not necessary. At the end of the day, we've got to all stick to the same plan. I've been saying this for the longest time. We've all got to come together and deal with the same plan, and then we'll be one, you know what I mean? And they can't do us nothing after that. It's just simple unity, you get me? Same plan, same kind of, you know, something to go and deal with out a road. Everybody got the same plan. They can't touch us after that. Even them little word games they claim, ethnic minorities and all of that, it don't apply to us, you know what I mean? Yeah. They call us ethnic minorities. That don't apply to us. For one, I'm not ethnic. Understand? I'm a black man.
I don't business about them words, me personally.
We can't watch them words there, Biggie. We can't watch them words there.
There's series of things happening. That's what I'm saying. I like I like when people phone in and make suggestions and stuff like that. But when they talk about trivial things, I don't want to hear that because we've dealt with that already.
No, because there's a lot of more important things going on right now, Biggie. You understand? If we stumble on the small things, what's going to happen when the big things come? What's going to happen when year 2000 comes and they'll be telling us, oh, you can't trust that one, cut in, rare. And then you'd be believing the white man more than you believe your own brother. Yeah. So, you understand? Forget the word games, forget the little mind politics that they're putting on us. Try and get on a little one level, everybody, every black person, get on a little one level. We're all in England, the heart of Babylon. You understand? The most serious place. Check the weather. You understand? That would let you know alone how serious this country is. You be there one day and the sun is peaking. Yeah, the sun's peaking. Not even a breeze to see, yeah. Give the man a little breeze off, yeah? And two, you walk down the road and it's torrential storms. You understand? That shows you what country we're in. Simple as that. Briggy, I'm out of there. Peace, yeah?
Yes, but enough respect to the Max, too.
Nice one, then. And big up all the baby mothers who, you know, want to go on stupid, but it won't last forever because my youth's calling my name. Simple. Nice one, Briggs.
Yeah.
Okay, London Town Boys, 09568938665. Just to show you, as this is an example of what Genesis is doing, there's been many callers, you know, expressing their feelings, and people hear it and it changes their opinion. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah,
yeah, what I just wanted to say is, right, yeah, Genesis, the thing it's doing for, like, a lot of people and me is the fact that you can come up, speak a lot of issues live, and then, you know, certain issues come out and people can listen and phone in and speak about them issues, because sometimes, you know, you can't go everywhere and talk about certain issue, you know?
That's the truth.
And, like, yeah, and I just want to say, like, the certain caller before, not the last caller, but certain women would talk about black men this, black men that.
Okay.
And I mean, what it is a simple fact like this. A lot of people are is just fighting over the good. See? So, like, you know, a lot of women, they say, yeah, this man, my man this, my man that. It's because they're out there fighting over Mr. Benz Bimmer and whoever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm looking for the good, this, that, and the other. They're looking for the perfect man. But there is not such thing as a perfect man. So, you know what I mean? It's vanity. All is vanity. All what we're subject to today is vanity.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And that's my little input there. But I just want to say Genesis is good, and that's what it do for people. You know what I mean? You can speak about a lot of things and what have you, and there's no problem with that.
For real.
So, you know what I mean? Keep up the good work. You know what I mean?
Okay,
keep going. I like to listen to what people have to say, and that's what Genesis do for me. All right?
Okay, keep it locked.
All right, blood?
Big up. You see, London Town, Genesis now, as a platform of communication. You know, we done a show a little while ago. We done a series of shows on drugs. We had one sister phone up and give us a breakdown on crack cocaine and heroin and the effects. There was people that phoned afterwards and was almost in tears because of the information that they heard. What's Genesis doing for you? Good afternoon, caller. What's your name?
Hi, my friend. Sorry to call you again. It's Steve. There's some points in Brooklyn earlier.
Yes.
What it is, I sit down and I talk to OG.
Okay.
And I'm a big man.
Uh-huh.
Right? But when I listen to OG, I'm getting educated every single time.
Okay.
When I sit down and listen to you, Commissioner, I get educated every single Sunday. That's why I listen to the show.
Okay.
The people that phone in, and the 90% of them are very positive people.
Yes.
There's positive energy running on your station every single time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so, like, that's at the end of the day, what your station does for me, my people. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's true. The community has to stick together.
Yes.
That bit I won't argue with.
Yes.
But when I feel I'm a grown man doing what I do, and there's so many people out there that can educate me in a matter of 2 hours, 3 hours, it's good.
Yeah, bro.
It really is good, you know what I mean? And your show, yeah, man, big up to every time.
Okay.
Every time, you know what I mean, yeah?
Enough respect for that, Bridget.
Listen, it's no problem. You take it easy, yeah?
You keep it locked, all right?
Every time, you know that, yeah?
One love.
Every time. See you again, my friend.
Yes, Bridget.
Bye-bye now.
All right. Bye. You see, London Town, we've got callers from stopping in phone box, getting out their car, even if they haven't got mobile. We'll stop at the phone box and phone Genesis, eh?
Hello, Genesis Radio.
Yes, Genesis. This is my third time calling you. Your show is so important. Is this Commissioner?
No, this is Briggy, but you can speak to Commissioner if you want to, yeah?
Yes, okay.
Good afternoon, sis.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. This is my third time speaking to you this morning, yes?
Okay.
That's how important your show is, yes?
Okay.
However, I'm calling from Hackney again. I am Miranda Lawrence.
Yes.
And what Genesis has done for me, and I feel for people like myself, 20 of us out there is listening,
Yes.
it is informing us and enlightening us as we have never been informed and enlightened before.
Okay.
Yes?
Okay.
It gives me an identification I never have. It gives me a voice I never have. We contributed to the country, the community, but we are invisible.
Yes.
And Genesis is giving us this identification.
Okay.
Long may your radio station work, yes? And good luck to it.
Okay.
All
So
right.
now, if you had any advice for Genesis in terms of going through the next 3-4 years, what would you suggest, sis?
Well, I think we need more chat shows, and I would like to speak to you privately, actually, in
Yes,
person. I took your phone number this morning.
That's
yeah?
right.
But there is a lot more to be done, and I think we have got to sit down and talk things over. A lot of us, not just one or two of us.
No.
There's plenty more that can be done, and it will be done, with unity, of course.
Yes.
And the unity will be there with education. What we need is just more understanding between ourselves, But we can work things out. There are those who will not want to because some are far gone astray, obviously,
Yes.
You can't change everyone. But those who want to be oneself, there's a lot we can do together, yeah?
Okay, well, that's beautiful, sis. And
Yes.
the whole of London town heard that.
Right, keep on the good work.
Okay.
Listen all the time.
Okay, sis.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, London town, we've got some of our big people in the community phoning and telling us what Genesis is actually doing. You know what? Before we answer this call, Briggy, I just want to say at the same time, we're not getting no calls from what we would call the indigenous African population in England. Now, I know that there's 1,000,001 Nigerians, Ghanaians, Cameroonians, etc. that listen to Genesis. Phone us in and let us know. What is Genesis doing for you? Good afternoon, caller. What's your name?
Hi, it's Sister Howard from New Cross.
Yes, sis.
Good afternoon. Is this OJ or Briggy? Commissioner. Sorry.
Would you like to speak to OG?
No, I don't mind who I speak to.
We'll
Just
carry
good
on this.
afternoon to both of you.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like to say that Genesis is, I'd like to big up Major P actually because it was him who introduced me to Genesis about 4 or 5 years ago. So that was, I give thanks to Major P for that.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've not stopped listening since then. Yeah.
Okay. And what has it done for you in that period of time, sis?
It's done so much things for me because I thought I was going crazy, and because I had loads of thoughts in my head and loads of things was happening to me, and I didn't think it was going on for anybody else, but when I started to tune into the talk shows and listen to other people, I realised that I wasn't on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things that I was thinking, they weren't way out thoughts, and other people had the same thoughts, and they were supportive of the ideas and the things that could bring about change. And I've seen those things actually, bring themselves to fruition.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's over
basically,
that period of time.
yeah, it's brought my sanity back.
Okay.
Okay. One, I'd like to say big up to all the other callers who called in. But one thing that we have to understand is when we're coming to give information, even though a lot of things is negative that's happening in our communities, there is a lot of positive stuff going on. Genesis puts that across to us, gives us the information, and it's then up to us if we, go on and deal with it. I had a conversation with a sister a few weeks ago, and she was saying there was a lot of apathy in the black community, yeah?
Okay.
I put it down to a condition, a state of mind. We've been conditioned since we've been in this country, even before that colonialism has given us a state of mind where we feel that somebody else has to do everything for us instead of doing it for ourselves. I'll give you an example. I've been living in a flat for 4 years, and I've needed carpentry doing, and I'm frightened of the drill, or I was frightened of the drill, and I thought, oh, a man will come along, one of my brethren will be able to do it.
Yes.
I had to go out on Wednesday and buy a drill and a jigsaw cutter.
And do it yourself.
And do it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have just fixed up my whole home. I'm very proud of myself.
Yes.
You know, women, we're doing these things, yeah? A lot of women are doing these things and have had to do them for themselves. I'm a single parent, or I don't even like that. I'm a one-parent family, yeah? I have 3 children. I have teenagers. I have children that are out of work. And I have primary age school children. There's no father involvement. But that doesn't grieve me. You know, because at the end of the day, if you have a father who is not a positive constructive role model for your child, then you're better off without him. And that isn't to say that all the brothers who are not, you know, having the contact with their children is because of their own fault. I agree with what the brother says. Sometimes the women, you know, they get on something, and if they start having new partners, then the woman doesn't like that, blah, blah, blah. The sisters know how it goes, because they've all experienced it. You know, what I've got to say is that, you know, brothers out there, yeah, even if they're not your children, give them youth a chance, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who you're going to have to be looking to when you are old and grey.
That's right.
Yeah, and like, you know, earlier on someone was saying that, you know, I think it was Commissioner was saying that they'll be killing their own parents.
Yeah, that was Briggy.
Okay, Briggy. You know, if the parent, whoever the parent is, and they have their extended family support is there and they're showing them the right ways, that won't happen. The youth that are on the street that are doing that, they may be parents who are involved in alcohol, drug-related kind of issues, mental health issues, all these issues. We have them in the black community, incest, you know, sexual abuse, all these things are going on. We have to wake up and say, hold on, we know these things are happening, so we are the ones that have to stop it. Yeah, it's up to us. We can't look to nobody else. If you can't start with yourself and deal with it, and then, you know, make that go out into the wider community, then you're wasting the space and time that you've been given on this earth. Come off of it. Do you know what I mean? Go back to what you came from. Yeah?
Yes,
because we're not here for that. We're here for a purpose. We don't always know what the purpose is, but if we're not meant to be here, we would not be here. We're in this country, we're in America, we're all over the world as African people. There's a purpose and a reason for us being in them places. So what I have to say is, you know, take the purpose, the time. You know, you don't know how long you've got. Nobody knows how long they've got on this earth. Yeah, but while you've got it, we've been put here to be God's experience. We are the experience of God. Whatever we make of that is up to us. Yeah, if we're following the right path, and I suppose people will say there is many paths. Yeah, and there is many paths that lead to the one tree. Then we have to take it. But at least if you're doing something positive, constructive, you know, go for it and deal with it. And, you know, for Genesis, keep up the good work.
Okay. Big up, sis, for that call, all right?
Give thanks, yeah?
You stay strong as well.
I will, and I'll stay tuned in.
Guidance. Yeah, London Town, listen, again, you heard it there. That's what Genesis has done for one of our listeners. She's been listening for the last 5 years, introduced to the station by Major P, I think she said, and been listening to the station ever since. We're going to take this call. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Genesis.
Yes, Bridget. What's your name, please?
It's Benji. Down here by now, man. You know?
Pardon?
I said, down here advice by now.
You just sound a bit muffled, Bridget.
Okay.
Okay, talk. Continue.
Well, Genesis, in terms of what has Genesis done for everyone.
Yes.
You know, previous callers and whatever.
Yes.
Genesis gives the everyday person to hear their views, so others can, you know, listen, observe, and understand it same way, you know?
Yes.
So it's always nice. Genesis is everything to I and I, really, because, you know, the community needs to know. And this talking about all this racial thing and all this racial thing, we're done with the talk now. Let's stop the talking and actions, you know?
Yes.
Because the collective knowledge of the African experience is the most authentic basis of the history of the colonial period. And unfortunately, much of the experience was not written down. What I'm saying here is our forefathers built up the city and do everything, do all the hard work. They even steal and name everything.
Yeah.
and yet still here we are today, ununited, so divided. You know, it doesn't make sense. Genesis is good. Everything is nice about Genesis, but at the same time, you and your audience and your people, then you've got to take it a step further. You know, create some kind of values out of this, because as one caller said, all the energies, whether it's the positive energies or negative energies, and it's flowing through, and other people hear it live, then there must be some cause for concern.
Yes.
So what I'm saying now, when color has become the important, you know, basic for the white man to find it convenient to use racial, you know, lism to exploit the black people of the world, as Africans, you know, we will question the use of race to unify ourselves.
Yes.
And to escape from the oppression of the white man and their black trickeries, you know? So long as there are people who deny our humanity as blacks, then for so long we must proclaim our humanity as blacks.
I hear that.
You understand?
In fact, we now forget all of this thing and just come together and deal with the issues that's really affecting us.
And create some values out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, man.
Yeah, brethren.
You know,
so it's time to start
that,
building.
Yeah?
So it's time to start building.
It's time, well, some people have foundation, some people building it solid, some people building it on, you know, stony ground, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, let's create some values, man, you know? Because the capacity to create value in life depends on the objective reality along with the subjective wisdom, you know? Them go together, you know?
Okay.
And because in this epoch, you know, the Rastafari have represented the leading force of expression of black consciousness. So many people who fight against the Rastaman, you know, tell them to, I won't even tell them, but, you know, they need to seek Rastafari.
Yes.
You understand?
Okay.
Because all that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion and God bring it back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice and Israel shall be glad. And you know that, and I want you to elaborate more on that and represent Rastafari.
Yeah,
you understand?
I hear, Bridget,
but so go late now, man, and you know when we're talking, man, it's good to hear and I use. Go in the talk now, man, so that's right.
All right, one love. Yeah, London Town, listen, we want you all to know the format today. We want to hear exactly what Genesis is doing, okay? Now, you just said, the brother said that we need to build a step further now and concrete something out of all the discussions that's going on, all right? What's it doing for you, London Town? Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. My name's Carol from Catford.
Yes, Sister Carol, what would you like to say?
I was very interested in what your previous caller said about schools for black children.
Okay.
As a business woman and a mother, I'm very curious to find that the only facilities that we actually have in the community are fee-paying facilities, which are rather elitist and obviously do not give the opportunity to poorer families, especially the ones that only have one parent.
Okay.
I would be very interested in actually being involved in something of that nature, as I think most mothers would. You know, and if a forum could be put together, I think you would find that, in fact, there are a lot of members of the community that would be willing to take part and actually contribute to it.
Okay, well, against this, right, there's a lot of excellent ideas out there in the community that people, for some reason, and this is why we asked the question again, for some reason, people believe that Genesis is in a situation currently where we can take on board all of these different issues and try and bring them together and bring something out of that. You know, this is why I'm asking what is Genesis doing for the community, because it does appear as though we are now becoming, the onus is being placed on us to actually go out there on street and start doing things, set up a school, set up something for our young, our single family children growing up, etc., etc. You know, and now you're saying, it seems you're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I'm saying the same thing, because I think there needs to be a forum, and the forum can only be created by a known personality. Now, unfortunately, a lot of our known personalities are not really that interested in imparting their wealth or prosperity back into the community, which is unfortunate.
Okay, so that's why...
And as Genesis is representative of our community, it would be nice. I mean, Genesis itself doesn't actually have to do the work. There's plenty of people out there capable of doing the work, but they don't know where to start, or they're not known, or, you know, people don't necessarily have the faith in them that they would possibly have in your station and the representation of Genesis.
Okay. So maybe that's the reason why it appears as though we're being placed, you know, in that position.
Yeah, I don't think people are necessarily saying that, we feel that the people working for Genesis are in a position to actually provide all these services and all these suggestions we want you to actually do yourself.
Yes.
I think what people are actually saying is, you know, you can give the opportunity for a forum to be created where these issues can be discussed and tackled seriously, because, you know, no man's an island, and the bottom line is, you know, no one can do anything on their own, and it will take the community as a whole to bring forward any advancement for ourselves. You know, no one else is going to do it.
Okay, I hear that, sis, and again, I think your words was proved valid in the Black Awareness Day, and in us putting that on, and so many people actually turning out, you know. So yes, maybe what's another thing that's coming out of today's show seems to be that we need another meeting where it's not, because we meet differently, you know, but we need a meeting again with the community, interested members who have got the time right now to come together and present a kind of forum that can deal with the issues that come out of the talk show.
Yeah, I agree.
In terms of on a community level, you know, so I wouldn't, at the moment, I don't know, as I said, we meet down Lewisham Way, but because of the nature of the meeting, you might not get the amount of time, you know, to actually deal with that. I think what we will do is come back on air, and even if it's this week, we call a kind of, you know, little not too rigid meeting, and all interested people come down. We'll try and get it in Lewisham Way, come down, and we can sit down for even an hour and say, okay, let's do this, let's try and get this forum together, and just, you know, basically meet each other and see what can be done.
Well, as I said before, you know, that I'm more than willing to give my time. Because I think it's something that's very necessary. I mean, our children are not actually being given the best possible facilities within our school system, meaning the British school system. I mean, I personally pay for my children to go to school, and I don't see that I should have to. I mean, I'm in a position where I can, but equally so, I think that they should be in a black school where it represents the whole of our community, not just elitist people who can afford to be in that school, because I don't feel that makes them into a whole person. Oh yes, Jane down the road, dad's got a Mercedes. So what? You know, there are an awful lot of children out there whose dad hasn't got a Mercedes, and they should equally be mixing with those children as well. So do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you're saying that we need to, again, bring back that moral balance between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and they all need to be in the same school.
Yes.
You know, and the black community needs to fund that school.
Yes.
You know, so that everybody has the opportunity to go in there. You know, and the black community has to also teach in that school, because there's a lot of us that have got a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
But, you know, as I said, you know, they don't actually know how they would go about imparting that knowledge. You can't go to a British school and say, I want to teach black children how to overcome the system, because no head teacher would allow you to do that. You know, unless you've got a teaching qualification, and then you use that as a means to overcome the system. You know, people are not going to let us into schools. So we need to have our own schools so that, you know, the children can see that at the end of the day, you know, there are people who make it in this world who are black, men and women.
Yes.
You know, we're not all down at the bottom of the pile. You know, you can succeed, and there's tips and ways around the system that I feel that we can impart to them. But we need the forum to be able to do it.
For real.
And at the moment, that doesn't exist.
Okay, sis. Well, boy, as I said to you, we're going to listen, keep the station locked, and you'll hear a little meeting call for all interested parties, and we're going to try and do something. All right?
All right, thank you.
Thanks for your input.
That's okay.
You take care and keep it locked.
Okay, bye.
Right. Okay, London Town. Og Briggy.
Yes, London Town. I'm out of here right now, yeah, London Town. keep the calls coming in, 'cause I'm going to be listening on my way driving back home now, yeah? And I'll take the brother system up later on tonight between 10 and 1 with the Black Spiritual Metaphysical Regeneration Show. I'm out of here.
Good afternoon, Gen 1.
Hi.
Yes,
this is Yvette speaking from Hackney.
Yes, sister.
Yeah, well, the question as far as I'm concerned is not what Genesis is doing for the black community as far as I'm concerned. What we have to be asking is, what is the Babylon system doing for us? And when you check it out, they're not doing nothing for us.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, whenever I listen to Genesis, I hear myself. I'm getting inspiration from myself. I'm hearing my music.
Yes.
That's from myself. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm getting everything that I need from Genesis. So as far, the way I see it right now is just for us now, just like the caller before said, is for us to organize ourselves and set up the schools and set up our organizations for business and all that and get these things going. It's time for it to start now.
Okay.
And that's all there is to it.
Okay. Well, the whole of London town heard that. And boy, we're going to get on the case with your help as well. Because one thing, you know, what I've got to say, and this is for all the listeners as well, is that sometimes, yes, we get emotive and we want things to be done and we make suggestions, but when the actual time comes to do the work, they're not around.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's just like what the sis said. There's a lot of people, conscious people who have got teaching skills and all kinds of other skills, and because they don't know who to approach or where to go, it's hard for them to bring themselves in, because I'm in that same situation.
Okay.
I can teach and I can do certain things, but where do I go? Who do I contact?
Yes.
And a few people that I do know that are involved in certain things, to me, they're not going on with nothing.
Okay.
So right now, I want to be involved in something constructive, and to me, as far as I'm concerned, Genesis is the only station right now that's dealing with the things that we have to deal with and we need to deal with. So as far as I'm concerned, any organizations or anything that is being set up, I would definitely partake in that with all my energy. And I stress to all those people in the London area who have the ability to like put an input into our community. I suggest that you all come together in this meeting that you're going to be organising this week.
Yes.
That's all I've got to say.
All right, sis.
All right?
Big
all
up
right,
for
big
that.
up to London, yeah?
One love.
Later.
Yeah, London town, you're hearing it. Our hardcore listeners are calling in. And at the same time, I've wanted to pose this little thing for a few days now. All of the black organisations out there, all right? Genesis talk about unity in the community. All of the black organisations out there. How comes you all haven't come together and said, look, we as the leaders of these organisations are dealing with unity as an example to all of us? Good afternoon, caller.
Sandra again, one more time. I just want to pick up a few positive fathers that are actually there for their children. Just like to pick up Mitchell, Julian, Fitzroy, Donovan. I'd like to say hello to Howard as well. I don't know if she remembers me, but I'm Major P's ex.
Okay.
You know. So, and also I want to pick up Major P most of all, even though me and him, we do go through difficult stages, but he's always been there for each other. Not as much as I would like it to be, you know. I would like to spend more time with him, but, you know, I just want to say, you know, there are positive fathers out there. But
Big up to all the positive fathers.
That's right, but we need to be, you know, it's not the positive fathers that are the downfall, it's the negative fathers. So we need to clean them up, yeah? So at the end of the day, we can't really stop talking about it, because if we stop talking about it, then it's just going to go in the closet, you know what I'm saying? Close it off and forget about it.
Yeah,
so, you know, we have to bring out the negative to get the positive out of them, yeah?
It's got to be addressed.
Yeah. So, big up, and to yourself, Briggy, because I know you're a good father, and to you, Commissioner.
Yeah,
you know.
Briggy's actually left the studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I know you're a positive role father model, you know.
Thank you.
Okay.
You take care. Keep it locked.
Okie doke then.
All right.
Bye. And also, I want to say one more thing.
Yes.
Yeah, if I did stop my son from seeing his father, yeah, this is what women have to realise, is that my child will be missing out on all the good things that his father is doing for him, because he's got another sister, yeah, and he sees his sister, so he's going to grow up knowing her, yeah, and he's got extended family. So at the end of the day, women, you have to bite your teeth and, you know, move on to the next relationship, but try not to discard the father, because my child knows it doesn't matter how many men I date or anything, he knows who his father is. And there ain't no other man that's going to come and take that place, you know. So women really do check out and think about what you're doing. Because my mother took me out of my father's life, you know, and I'm going up and, you know, I know my father for a while, but it's like there's something missing, you know. All the things that I could have done with him or had with him, I haven't got it because my mum took that right away from me. You know, so mothers, please wake up and let your children see the fathers. It's important.
Yes.
Okay?
Enough respect for that, sis.
Okay, then. Bye.
One love. Yeah, London Town, you heard that, you know. Again, at the same time, this is something else that Genesis is doing for the wider community, okay? You all have the format, you have the opportunity to tell your family how it's going, okay? Good afternoon, you're on through to Gen 1. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
This is Brother Mia in Asia Road again.
Yes, my brethren.
I'm also the husband of Sister Dion, who rang up earlier.
Okay.
And I just like to, remember you saying, like, you know, the black organisations, so they come together and do things?
Yes.
Well, there is a meeting called the United African Front. Was it? Hold on. Was it?
African United.
I hear that from my wife. United African...
African United. Tell him the problem.
Yeah. It's Sister Dion here.
Okay, Sister Dion.
No, it's the African United Action Front, AUAF.
Okay. African United Action Front.
Yeah, but I haven't got the list, I haven't got the date, so I'm going to get that, and I'm going to call you back next week.
Yes, please.
Oh, 17th of August.
Marking the 110th.
It's the
17th of August.
Okay.
Marks the 110th birthday of Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Okay. Now, tell me, what is it? A meeting of all of the African, or all of the black organizations in the community?
That's right, all Pan-Africanist organizations.
So is it calling together the Hebrew Israelites, the Nation of Islam, the Holy Tab?
No, because I don't think it incorporates the Nation of Islam because they're not Pan-Africanist.
Okay. Well, you see, now this is the thing what I'm talking about, sis. You know, even though we have differences, you know, the time has come, I believe, you know, and Genesis, as you know, we're always talking about unity in the community. But the time must come now when even though we may have religious beliefs, we've got to put them aside and work together for the common interest of the whole nation.
I agree 100% with you, and I also keep telling my organisation the same thing. Okay. I mean, it's no good the infighting.
No.
Because we have to focus on the real problem, and we can't keep fighting amongst ourselves because we always miss the big problem whilst we're taking up consuming all this other nonsense.
And whilst we're there fighting each other, the real problem's just sliding by.
Exactly, and getting bigger and bigger. And quite frankly, there's nothing more silly than blacks fighting blacks.
For real.
Because, you know, the white man's just tickled pink by that. He's sitting back laughing at us.
Yes, you know, but at the same time, boy, positive people like yourself phoning through and letting London Town know that this is the opinion of not just one or two of us, but a lot of us out there that see, you know, there's not, what's the point in fighting each other? Let's just get together and deal with it. You know, but big up for that call, Sister D.
What it is, I've got a leaflet, you see, that sort of says it in greater detail, the African United Action Front thing on the 17th. When I find the leaflet, I will ring back in and give you all the information properly.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
One love.
Keep it locked. Yeah, London Town, look at that, a situation. Now, all of you organizations out there that represent fractions of the black community, the leaders, how comes you all are not coming together and saying, look, it's a community unity thing, regardless of this and that and whatever, let's deal with the program together. You've got to do it, man. These are the kind of things that's going to make us as a people follow your example. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Mr. J. Abdallah, and I'm from Southeast London.
Yes,
and I want to say to Genesis FM and Black Londoners, Assalamu alaikum.
One love.
Okay. Basically, this is what I have to say about what I believe is a solution for the black nation as a whole. Now these words is simply this to you all black Londoners. Okay. Now, number one is this. Allah will never change the condition of a people until the people change themselves. Right. Number two, now this is how we have to change the condition for ourselves as a nation of black people. If 1 million black people invest £5 into, say, Genesis FM for a period of 3 weeks only, we will have a revenue of £15 million so that we can purchase, say, 10 acres of land and premises for ourselves so that we as a people can secure a future for ourselves and for our children. Now, Commissioner, I from Black London Town, I believe that this will bring about the solutions to all the problems that we have as a people, all the pressing problems and all the frustrations that we have as a people. Okay. So I want to say to everyone, right? I want to say to everyone, number one, we must stretch out our hands unto our Creator, okay. Right? Mm-hmm. And we must do as He says. He says we must love, we must respect each other. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. Regardless of whatever religion or political affiliation anyone may have. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand perfectly.
So this is what I have to say to black Londoners. I propose that we invest £5 a week for 3 weeks into like say Genesis FM or some professional organization that can be accountable. Yes. So that we can properly invest in ourselves and secure our future, because our Indian brothers are doing it, our Chinese brothers are doing it, our white brothers are doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear clearly.
So what about us as black people? Yeah, right? We have to make sure, right? It is our duty and our responsibility as a nation of people to sort out our own international family problem out first, so that all other races and nations can respect us. Okay, so this is what I propose. I propose each and every one of us contribute £5 a week.
Okay.
To make it £15 million or even more. The more the merrier. It's for ourselves. Let's do something for ourselves rather than us just chatting and talking. This is a plan of action that I'm proposing to all black London towns, to black people everywhere.
Yes. Okay, Bridget, everyone's heard that loud and clear. And again, what I would like you to do is keep it locked and listen out for a date of a meeting, and I want you to come down there and we can sit down and talk.
We need, it is often needed for us as a people to get our acts together. I mean, practically now, rather than just talk. Let us work together.
That's right.
Let us put aside and bury our differences.
Yes, and work
together. This is, and let us, and another thing I have to say before I go, right, concerning the black man and the black woman. Now, me as a black man, right, even though my black woman give us hell, yes. I love my black women. And I think, and my belief, is that before we can integrate with any other race, before we can marry white women and all this kind of thing, we have to deal with our own black issues first. And I believe it is a right way, okay? This is without any racialism, this is without any prejudice or anything like that. I believe that a black man and a black woman should be together.
Okay, now that's a good point. Now, I want you to finish it off, Bridget. I want you to finish it off by telling the whole of London town what Genesis has done for you.
Genesis has done a great thing, in my opinion, for us as black people. And I know you have a little problem with the authorities concerning your license and everything. Now, I must say that all of us as black people must pull together and make sure that Genesis stay on the air, because I want to finish off by saying this. Allah will never change the condition of a people until the people change it themselves. So if, like we say back home, God help those who help themselves, well, this is what I'm talking about. We have to help ourselves, then Allah will help us and assist us and help us to win this battle against all the evil doers and all the oppressors that we have to face up with in this world. We have to help ourselves so our Maker and our Creator can assist us in bringing real justice on this earth.
Yes, for real, Brethren. Well, boy, big up for that, and you're just giving a lot of people a lot of encouragement, okay?
I pray that everybody gets encouragement by the words that I say. In fact, it's not my words, it's God's words. Yeah. And I say it again before I go. Allah will never change the condition of a people until the people change it themselves. This is all I have to say to you, my black brothers and sisters in Black London Town. Okay, thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to put forward a proposal and a practical solution that I believe will work if we pull together. Okay, I must go, everybody. Okay. I wish you well.
Big up for that call there, Bridget, and keep it locked, all right?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, London Town, there you have it again, all right? What's happening to the community organizations? How comes you all are not setting the example? You're all talking about unity. You're all bringing it forward, but you're not getting on the same platform with each other. You're not sharing that presence together to the wider community. You need to show us that you all are unified. If you say that you want to lead this diverse nation, this nation that has so many different splinter groups with so many different belief systems, if you want to unite them, if you want to lead them, then you've got to set the example and be talking to each other. And not just be seen to be talking to each other, be working together. Good afternoon, this is Gen 1.
Yeah, hello, this is Godfather here.
Yes, Godfather.
From Hartman, yeah.
Okay, what would you like to say?
Yeah, I've been listening to your program, and I would like to contribute what Genesis has done.
Again, but it's all about unity. Good afternoon, caller.
Oh, hello.
Yes, sis.
This is Genesis.
Yes, it is Genesis.
Oh, well, I was just phoning because I've been trying to get through.
Okay, well, you're
through
now.
I found it a bit difficult, really, so I wanted to see if it was for real,
Well, it is for real.
Yeah.
What would you like to say now that you're through? What has Genesis done for you, sis?
Oh, goodness me. Well, I've only been listening, not very long, but it's very, how can I say, educational.
Okay.
And it kind of opened a lot of people's eyes to, well, the black community and, so on. What I really thought earlier on is about, this woman was saying about children, from one-parent families, the sons, sort of growing up bad and so on. I'm a bit nervous, right? It's a bit negative, really, because I brought my son up by myself, and there's nothing, there's nothing wrong with him. He's he's perfect to me, anyway.
Okay.
He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, so,
Okay.
just not to look at it too negative for single parents, really.
He's never brought the police to your door?
Well, the police came to my door when he got his first car.
Okay. Well, that's... No, I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about major incidences.
Oh, no, nothing like that, no.
Okay.
No, he's a good boy.
Okay.
All right, so there are, positive children coming from single parents. That's all I want to say.
Is it just the one son?
Yes.
Okay, well, big up, enough respect for...
And I'm going now.
Yeah, all right. And thanks for calling, sis.
All right, babe.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Yes, London Town, 0956893865. Last part of the show, last 10, 15 minutes. And remember, after me, you got the Senator B coming in. And boy, listen, there was a show the other night, and a bridging phone up and said, boy, Senator B, it was Senator and Metro. And he said, Senator B, you see that commissioner, tell him the show finished at 2 o'clock. So, Senator shall be in here. Well, I don't know, because he had a hard night last night. Senator. Good afternoon. You're on Tune to Genesis.
Greetings, Commissioner. Greetings, London.
Yes, Bridget.
Yeah, another positive show. It's David from Peckham still.
Okay, D.
There's something in the voice requesting people to nominate their most respected organisation. And the whole of London, the whole of UK can vote for their most positive organisation.
Okay.
And you keep saying, what has Genesis ever done for you? And I've personally completed out the form and sent off to The Voice to pick you up. I'm sure you may think it's not the end of the world and your radio station will not sort of end or anything, but you'll keep going on. But I'm just saying, I'm nominating you because I think you've done a wonderful service for London, for me, and for the entire black race, no matter where they come from, just black skin, generally. You've made us proud.
Okay. D, tell me something. Sorry. Tell me something. In the nominations, is Genesis actually down there?
No, they have different categories, arts, sports, church, family. I've ticked you in a lot of them. Family, church, radio, media. I've nominated you in a lot of community relations. I've just had a bit of interference on the line, but I'm still talking. So that's good. At the same time, I believe a positive contribution, the gentleman was speaking about solution for the black race. That's one contribution using the manna from heaven. But at the same time, knowledge is really the solution to the black race. And I have an idea which I believe is a knowledgeable idea, and it's a physical potential idea. We've got the ideas from our mental state, then we've got to bring them down into the physical plane. So what I've been doing for the past 11 years actually is putting together a number of inventions. And this invention basically is to do with drinking water. And what I'm planning, what I've designed was a street vending dispenser. We've got fountains in the street, etc. But this is for the 21st century. We would design street vending machines that would distribute water, pure water, and we'd label the water as coming from different areas, including Montserrat if need be, but that country doesn't have to die. The water supply is still there, but it can be purified, so that country can still die. To those people who've got to leave the country, Montserrat, they were born there, but then, it's covered by ash. You might think, oh, no one can live there, but the water is still there on Montserrat, for instance, okay? And at the same time, we can bring racism to an end, because you'd see drinking water from India, from Africa, from China, and you say, okay, we can all live together. What's the racism? It's pure water. At the same time, everybody would be given a smart card, like we're talking about ID card. This is from 1990. I came up with this idea, and we'd be able to purchase water with this smart card. It'd be triangular in shape. It wouldn't be like a Barclay or a Access. It'd be a triangular card that would be a smart technology ID sort of thing. And it's only for purchasing water. It's not to identify yourself in any other sort of format. It's just to purchase water. When you go to a third world, let's say a less advanced country that's not as rich as Britain, we pay 20 pence for a cup of water. In Britain, we'd pay 20 pence when we go to the Caribbean or anywhere. And so we'd redistribute the wealth to those poorer countries and ensure that they have pure water to drink. Because a lot of major national companies are polluting the water supply and making a lot of mutant people that we don't realize. We've got the mad cow disease. They're doing that to the water in many ways. We don't know what they're doing to it, but they're doing things to it. And so we've got to ensure that is a secure thing for the future, and we can see them, we can respect the water, because basically all the different races, we say we're going to bring the black race together. Water brings us all together. We're all black. We all came from that black source where that water came from. That's why we're still black now. We talk about melanin. I'm not even too sure on all that melanin, but I'm saying the water that was born fell on the African continent was distributed throughout the world. And we have not been able to really drink that water. We've been drinking other people's water. We've got to go on a plane back to our home country or wherever to say, okay, I'm going on holiday, but then you don't realize that you're going there to taste that water. That is a magnetism. Every time you say the country you come from, it's a powerful thing in your head. But anyway, basically, this idea has been going on. I've actually put it down on paper and sent it to different governments, South Africa, Russia, Gorbachev, to all those situations from 1980s, 1990s. It has made a big change, but as I said, that's a mental thing, and it's still got to be made into the physical. But it's an idea that's out there, and there's no smoke without fire. This line is really cracking up at my end. Are you hearing me okay, Commissioner?
Yeah, I'm hearing you loud and clear, Bridget.
Big up,
at the same time, big up for the call, but true, it's the last 10 minutes now. I want to get in and squeeze in as many as possible, see?
True. Well, I've sent a copy of the voice over to you. And finally, to say that I wrote a story to be published in a number of the black papers. I've sent off by email to a number of the 5 black papers, the New Nation, the Gleaner, the Voice, the Caribbean Times, and the title of the story, the stifling of a black entrepreneur. And I'm going to see which of the black newspapers will publish the story. They may say, the Gleaner said, a lady came back from the Gleaner and said, oh, what is, we're a Jamaica paper, and, you know, what sort of thing. And I'm thinking, well, I'm a Jamaican. Okay, well, anyway, at the same time, the story is out there. The stifling of a black entrepreneur. Now, remember that, okay?
Bridget, you know what you want to do?
Yes.
Send a copy to Genesis. Send it to our mailing address, and we will read it out over the air.
Yes, you've done that in the past for me, and I respect that point. But it's on my laptop, and I'm just too lazy to print it up on my word processor and make it hard copy. Because at the same time, it's out there, and I may have to take it up and type it. But what I'm doing, I'm sending out to you now a copy of the Voice application form, just to say, you know, you've got a copy of that. Everything in its own time, and big up. Thank you. As I say, what Voice is doing is what you're doing right now. You're allowing people to broadcast what they feel deep down in their heart, that they feel that will contribute to another person, will unify, will make a bridge, a human bridge that will be a strong link for the future. And I think you're doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Big up to you, sir.
Enough respect for
God bless.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
You see, London Town, we got people out there that, you know, this is the format where they can come and express their views, tell us the problems that they're going through, and surprisingly, more often than not, find out that there's other people out there going through the same problems. What has Genesis done for you? You know, how do you want to see us go from here? You know, and at the same time, can you all please listen out? We should be calling, not no big set of thing kind of meeting, you know, just a small meeting, small in terms of low key, all right? And we're going to sit down and discuss some proper issues. We don't want no time wasters to come out either, because, you know, now there's no time to waste, and you may be dealt with a bit terrible if you come in there as a time waster. All right. Now, remember that number is 0956893865. London Town, you've heard some of the people phone in today, and people would say to us, boy, you know what, Commissioner, no one ain't phoning, you know, because the sun's shining and everyone's out on the street. We've had the most calls today. People telling us what Genesis has done for them, the role that Genesis has fulfilled. Now, tell me something. Is it time to call you all's bluff? You know, when you all are saying, all right, £5 a week for 3 weeks and we've got X amount of million, is it time to call you all's bluff? Is it time to say, you know, is it time for Genesis to say, okay, we're gonna call the cards in now. All of these people that's phoned up and said, yep, we'll dedicate our time, we'll dedicate. And, you know, a lot of people said, we haven't got the time, but we'll give our money. You know, is it time for us to say, all right, we'll present a forum, and the first thing we do is set up a partner nationwide for the black community. You will send X amount every week into this, and this is what it's going to go towards. You know, how do you all feel about that? Do you think that's something that Genesis should take on board? You know, you've heard some callers say Genesis to them represents the voice of the people in the community. Genesis has educated plenty of people. Genesis has done so much for the young people. But, you know, there's still a lot more that could be done. We are restricted in our own way. There's certain things and there's a certain limit to how far we can go in terms of resources, in terms of time, in terms of ability. You know, so this is where now we call, and not even we, you all call on the wider community to add their part, to come in and be it ability, time, or whatever, you know, to bring it forward, you know, and let's just get on with it, man. Listen, the talkers talked a lot, you know. Let's just get on with it. Please, London Town, let's just get on with it. Good afternoon, you're through to Genesis. Can you turn down that radio?
One moment.
Okay. Good afternoon, sis.
Hello, Genesis 91.6 FM. This is Sakuti on the line.
Oh, what are you saying, Sister Sakuti? How are you?
Very well, thank you. Just like to say how much I've been enjoying the show.
Okay.
On the comments on fatherhood, I think, irrespective of what anybody says, women can raise sons. I'm a mother of 3 sons, and you can raise sons very well on your own up to a point. This is what I honestly believe.
Yes.
And I think the African ancient customs of separating the boys when they're 12, 13 is a very point custom, as you know and many other men know. Even if you're not reared with your father, there does come a point where you want to go and find out who your father is. I agree with the sister, I can't remember her name now, who said it's very important to keep in contact with the father. And sometimes I have to agree with the other sister who felt that she had to cut the father off, because sometimes you're doing that under immense duress.
For real?
For other reasons, you know, without going into nitty-gritties. But I know there's a lot of sisters out there who understand and know what I'm talking about. But even so, I think even if for periods of times it has to be a cut-off point for your own sanity or for you to move forward then, right, then you must never lose contact of where the father is and always try and keep in contact. Sometimes it's the fathers who don't want to know as well, and I think that point has to be made. The issue around black men and white women, the way I personally see is any man who does not want to be with a black woman, there's no point in being with her. Because you can take a horse to the water, but you cannot make him drink. If he doesn't want to love and cherish a black woman, then obviously I just give thanks that he wants to love and cherish a woman. Okay? So, and not only that, as Francis Cresswellson says in the ISIS papers, is at the end of the day, all the children that come from these relationships are black. The brother that phoned up from the Muslim movement, which is a movement I've got a lot of respect for, simply because they're the one group, one of the few groups, in my honest opinion, that has gone out into the community and dealt with the roughest of the roughest and tried to actually get them back on board. And they've actually put out that effort. So I've got enough respect for all the Muslim brothers. As a Rasta woman, of over 20 years, as you know, as Commissioner, I will always be a Rasta woman, because spiritually, it's from that sense, from that point I come from, right? And I know there's a lot of other Rastas out there. I want to big up the brethren who phoned in and said, as Rasta people, is from a longer time where I come. And although we never very rarely get the praise for the work that we've done, because we're normally like the spearhead, and we'll bore through and say and do things which enough other people won't do. And then enough people turn around and tear us down. That's why you see enough Rasta man and woman in mental institutions and other places. Because what they've done is confronted things head on. And people will diss them and say, well, oh, they've been stupid. But those same people will get the benefits
of what they've done.
Right? Education-wise, the sister that said the school, and in particular the brother who said £5 for Genesis every week, yes, I respect that. But I think that £5 personally, I think is a bit much, considering the amount of our women that are on their own. Right? So I think it should be, I don't know what, but say £1, £2. I think most people can afford that. You know what I mean? And if that was consistent, we could do that in no time. You and I both know that from the Black Awareness Day, how well that went.
For real,
also, I'd like to know, I don't know if Briggy's still in the station.
Nah, he's gone.
He's still in the house? Well, anyway, big up Briggy still, right? Excellent show. One love and guidance, right? And I'd just like to say, I think everybody should read the ISIS papers.
The ISIS papers?
The Key to the Colours by Dr. Francis Cresswellson. Right? And all the people from the continent of Africa, the Caribbean, the Americas, one love and peace always.
Take care, sis.
Right? One love.
See you tomorrow.
Guidance.
All right. Yeah, London Town, you heard there from our very own sister Sakuti. Half of Sister Sakuti and Imani Step Forward show. Sorry, I'm just looking up here to... I can't see you lot. Where are you lot, man? Where are you? Come on, hold on, phone, man. Where you gone? All right, I'll find it and I'll let you all know. But big up, sister, and I hope you all heard what she said. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis.
My name's Dwayne. Hello.
Good afternoon. What would you like to say?
My mum done nice things when she teaches us. Mum does.
Your mum and dad?
My mum teaches us sons and she learns us.
Okay.
And we're proud.
Okay, so you know how to count.
Genesis music.
And you listen to good music?
Yes.
All right, so that means you listen to Genesis. Okay, what's your name? Carrie.
Yes.
Princess Carrie. Nice, Carrie, and thank you for phoning, all right?
And Dwayne. And Dwayne.
And Dwayne.
Yes.
Prince Dwayne, yes. All right, well, the two of you, you keep it locked to Genesis. And come on, say it again. I want you to tell the whole of London Town again. What does Genesis do for you? Tell us again.
And my mum's class, she teaches her sons and the African. I like Genesis music.
Okay. Okay. Your mum teaches you psalms and things.
Yeah.
You like Genesis music?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good. And you see, when you go back to school, you make sure that you study hard, all right?
Yeah.
And you listen to Genesis and you listen to the information, you know, so that you can go to school and ask your teacher, what does this mean? And what does that mean? You know? And then when the teacher says, oh, where did you learn that from? You can tell them that Mummy and Daddy tuned into Genesis and I learned it from there. Okay?
And I know how to be African.
African as well, yes. Well, that's, you see, now the children, you're the young children, and you all need to know your history. You need to know everything about what happened to your people. You know, so continue to listen to Genesis, and you'll learn all of that information. All right?
I love black people.
You love black people. Well, that's what we're teaching. Again, you see now, we're going to get some badges printed up for all of you all, and the badge is going to say unity in the community. And I want you all to wear these badges and make everyone know I love my black people. Okay?
And me.
All right. And me. You take care, all right?
Yeah.
And thanks for folding.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You see, London Town, you see, I'm tired telling you all that we're family, you know. We got our children folding. Princess and Prince, big up your status. Mummy and Daddy, you just given your children an experience that they will never forget as long as they live. It's about family, London Town. Now the time, we've gone past 2, you know, and I didn't even notice, but it's 2:05. No Senator B in the house yet. So, boy, if you want to get in your last ounce of calls, you know, you can do it right about now. We're just going to keep it rolling until he comes into the house. And you just heard it there from our youngsters, what Genesis has done for them and is doing for them. Did you hear? My little baby said she loves black people, you know. So, obviously, we're reaching. It's getting through. You know, the love must be shared. The unity must be shown. These are the children. Now, to me, and no disrespect to all of you big people, but you see from those 2 children spoke to me on the phone there, that's just made the whole show worthwhile, you know. And in fact, we need to hear from more of our children. The community needs to hear from our children. We need to know what our children's views are on Genesis Radio. You know, do you think we're teaching them the right thing? Are we teaching them to be too black, you know, or is it needed? Are these things needed? Are these kind of discussions needed in this day and age? You know, what has Genesis done for you? Genesis is, you know, I'm going to speak now for me as someone, I was just a listener to Genesis Radio. I was just a listener, and I used to phone up Og Briggy's show and give certain people murder, you know, but that's because I loved it, and I loved what he was doing. And I love the whole format of the 91.6 FM. Good afternoon, caller.
Hi, Commissioner. This is Deborah again from South London.
Yes, sis.
I just want to say, can you hurry up with that badge, please? I want mine. Even though I'm not a child, I want it, and I want it to say I listen to Genesis Radio so that I can identify with the other people out there.
Yes.
Get those badges out there quick, man, because then we can all see who's listening to what and who's doing what, and we'll get it together quicker, I think.
For real.
That's what I want to say. So just hurry up with my badge, please. I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm quite happy to pay for it because that will help towards the school and all what you're going to do.
Yes.
And I want to be one of those there standing up there and doing my bit too.
All right.
Respect.
Big up for that call.
All right.
You keep it locked, all right?
Okay.
One love.
Bye.
Yes, London Town. That wasn't even meant for you all, you know. That was meant for the children. We're toying with an idea right now, producing some badges for Genesis listeners, you know, identification kind of thing. And you can, you know, get one for your friends, etc., and let them know who's doing it right now in the London town area. 91.6 FM on your dial. This is Genesis Radio, and it's the People's Talk Show. Commissioner's in the house. Og Briggy was in here. He had to fly away, you know, but you can catch him again this evening or tonight with the Regeneration Show between the hours of 10 and 1. Now, for the second while the phone's gone quiet, we've got to say a big maximum respect going out to the whole of the Genesis presenters, music players, information distributors, management, big up your theatre's management, engineers, One Love, administration, and everyone that's involved behind the scenes and with the keeping the cogs well oiled so that Genesis can present themselves to you all every day of the week. Now, again, you can catch an information show every day between the hours of 3 and 5. Mondays, you have the African Scientists with a talk show. Tuesdays, you have the Muhammad's Hot Seat with another talk show. Wednesdays, you have the Africania program with the High Priest. Again, talk show. And again, for the format of the indigenous African population in England, try and tune into that show. All of them, anyway, all of them, you know, directed towards anyone that, you know, your skin color is the same as we. Okay. Now, it must be added that we have white listeners out there. We had quite a few last week that phoned in and said, this is what Genesis has done for me. And many of these listeners listen to these information shows, okay? You also have on Thursday, same time, 3 till 5, the Positive People's Program with the Mystery Man and Sister Nzinga. And Fridays, you have the Minister Rebel with the True Light Show, all right? Now, that is every day of the working week, Monday till Friday, 3 till 5, some form of talk, some form of information. Maybe sometime it turning an argument on the ear. Maybe sometimes, you know, we disagree vehemently, you know. We really disagree live on the air. But it's all good because we're family. And if we can't discuss, if we can't, even the issues, you know, even the issues, all right, that are a tender spot or a soft spot. And, you know, sometimes we will get so emotional about certain things. People will say, don't discuss them things, man. Let's just move forward and really. But there's still a whole heap of our people out there that's got pain and hurt within them, and it needs to be expressed. They need to bring it out, you know, and it's only by discussing, you know, and making them get emotional, we can bring it out. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis, Keith.
Yes, Brother Keith.
Yeah, from Deptford.
Okay, what would you like to say, brethren?
Yeah, I've been listening to you from morning, your program, right? And everyone that's speaking, yeah?
Yes.
And respect to everyone.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Now, what I've got to say for myself is to deal with black people, black man and black woman, yeah?
Yes.
Now, I myself is a worker.
Uh-huh.
Right? Not everyone is a worker, but I myself is.
Okay.
Right. Now, there's something that is very important that I've heard no one said since morning.
What's that, brethren?
Right? Now, you see, for the respect for black women.
Yes.
Right? For black women to have that amount of respect as a black man to a black woman.
Yes.
Right? You know, in this country, as everyone is putting it, that this country has got a lot to do with our life living.
Uh-huh.
Right? In this country, right, you got the government that's supporting each and every one. Yes? When I said each and every one, apart from the ones that's working directly.
Yes.
Right, you got the government that's supporting everyone.
Everyone else is signing on, okay, in national health.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right now, for the women, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That the government that is supporting.
Yes.
Right, most of them ain't got no respect for their own black man because of the government that's supporting them. Right now, the government, what I'm trying to get at, the government supporting them, right, it's like their husband. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear, yes.
Okay, so for them to have respect for you, right, you have to be working as a working man, living with that woman, right, and supporting that woman ain't claiming no benefit of no sort. You understand me? For them to get that respect that they desired,
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? You got to be a worker looking after that woman and your own children.
At the same time, Bridging,
yes,
I'd say it's a sad woman that respects her man simply because he's providing money.
Yeah.
It's a sad woman.
Well, you see, the world, right? The world is already betrayed, as far as we all know, right? From history.
Yes.
Yeah? You know, money has betrayed everyone, yeah?
Yes.
And the father, as far as they're concerned. Right? Which now, this is why I have to get up and decide to phone at this period moment. Right? You know, this disrespect business, right? For women and men in this town.
Yes.
Right? You know, if they don't get it right, that, you know what I mean, the government money is no good to them, right? And, you know, the black man that's looking after, they had one and two out there who's got a bit of respect. And forget, right, vanity, yeah?
Yes.
You know what I mean? If they don't forget vanity, right, and share alike, you understand? This world will never be correct with our society.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You heard a few callers say, look, let's donate £5 a head for 3 weeks, etc. All right? Just as one way of maybe getting respect. Now, as a worker, you heard Sister Sakuti say, again, the same women that you're speaking of, one-parent families, and the men as well that's, you know, being supported by the government, it may be, £5 may be too much for them to pay a week. Now, you as a worker, all right, what would you be prepared to do for Genesis and for the wider black community, your community?
What would I prepare to do?
Yes.
Let me tell you something, my brother. You see me as a black man and as a worker?
Yes.
If I can help, which you know what, long time ago, right, when I listened to this program, I found in, right, and I've said to Genesis, right, what can I do to help?
Okay.
Right? Also, my woman has, you know, put in certain words to say what can she do to help.
Yes.
Okay? Right, we was waiting for, until today, right, we're waiting for an answer.
Yes.
Right? And for a long time now I've been waiting and I haven't got no answer.
Okay.
So I says, right, I'm not going to get back unto you until you get to me.
To you, until you. All right, you know what? Listen to this now.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're locked into next Sunday's show.
Yeah.
We are going to tell you what you can do for us. Right?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there, Bridget, and, you know, and see if we can get together and just progress and even get all of these women, as you said, that's depending on the government, if we can set something ourselves to get them off of that. Because a lot of the women, you know, that are signing on are very skilled, are very, very skilled, Bridget.
My brother, believe you me, right, some of them has got so much education and skills, right?
Yes.
And they're just wasting it. Do you understand me? Because, you know, they're just wasting it.
Or they're not given the opportunity.
Or they're not given the opportunity, that's right.
For real. For real.
Right? And, you know what I mean, I've got something to say for all the black women out there. You know? Now, the black men out there, right, who disrespect a lot of them in their time, use and abuse them, right?
Yes.
So, you know what I mean, really and truly, some of them is scared to really put their trust into another.
Into another black man.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know what I mean, for all the ones that hasn't been used and abused, you know, I'm putting my word in for them. My name is Keith, right?
Yes.
And I'm telling them, right, have respect for their man, right, who's got respect for them.
Yes.
You know, and all the men out there who have been used and abused have respect for their black woman. You hear me?
Yes, Bridget.
Because a lot of us can help each other.
Yes.
But this disrespect that we have got for each other, right, ain't making it no better.
No.
You understand me?
Yeah.
Right? And I hope they understand as well and put it all together.
For real, Bridget.
I'm telling you, because if they don't put it together, it doesn't make sense. All of us is speaking every day and getting involved with your program as a good thing.
Yeah. We have to actually put it into practice.
That's right. You know, all this disrespect, you know what I mean, for black men, and they're saying why black man is with this woman and that woman and telling that woman, you know what I mean, everyone wants to get their priorities right. You know what I mean, and if they can't get it right in their home, then they will never get it right.
Well, the whole of London City heard what you said.
Boy, I hope so, you know.
Yeah, they did.
I work as me a born Jamaican black, and I tell you the truth, me there a long time.
Yes.
But I respect my one black people, you know. You see me? I will.
All right, Bridget, big up for that call there, see?
Yeah.
One love.
All right.
Yeah, London Town, you're hearing it loud and clear, okay? Again, you're hearing a call for Let's stop the dissing, stop the disrespect of our one another. You know, deal with one another right and deal with, you know, there's some major issues that we're supposed to be contending with right now. Let's deal with them, okay? Now, I'll be back in a sec, all right?
Genesis. Who goes there? Genesis, London's only #1 station. Genesis. Who goes there? Genesis, London's only #1 station. Who goes there? Genesis, London's only #1 station.
Okay, London Town, we have the arrival of the one and only Senator being at us, and he's just preparing and ting. Senator, come say good afternoon upon this summer afternoon.
Good afternoon, London Town. I must say, I've been in tune for quite a while now, and very positive things being said. Big up yourself, London Town. I shall be in the house until 4 o'clock, and you know, so it's reggae music coming at you. But in the meantime, Commissioner, you just put it out, boy.
You hear that? Anyway, London Town, last 5-10 minutes of the show, 0956 893 865. You see, I know me this week, you know. I just said it off, all right? So, you know, anyway, boy, we've had some talk today, eh, people? We have had some talk today, see? Now, I'm glad that you would have made it clear what Genesis has done for you in the community. We're going to take this. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis.
Hi, good afternoon, it's Eva again.
Yes.
Yes, I just want to go back, you know, like earlier on there was a caller that was talking about the organisations, when they set up meetings, people don't actually turn up to the meetings and the appearance is very low and things like that.
Yes.
Well, what I would suggest, right, because a lot of black people, when you get to get a lot of black people in one place usually is by dances, yeah?
Uh-huh.
So I think that you should try and incorporate some sort of educational thing within the dance, if you can understand what I'm saying. I don't know how, but I mean, maybe in the style of music you play that deals with certain issues or whatever. Do you get me? To get the people aware and make them even check. Because to me, that's the only time I can see where we can actually get a mass of people at any one time. The dance hall.
Well,
so
yeah,
to me, I think that's where you should I think you should try something in that angle.
Okay, now I hear that, and I think, yes, you know, the music DJs can actually, we can sit down and all talk and look at an approach to, you know, dealing with that in that situation. But at the same time, the Black Awareness Day, if you remember, one of the points we was trying to prove with the Black Awareness Day is that people could come together, you know, without music, without a dance.
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
You know?
But the only reason why I said that is because, as I said, like, you get a mass of people in one place at one time. So even if you can get some sort of information, like, even whether it's leaflets or whatever, I think that would be a place to channel. You get me? And like certain DJs like are on your station, they're known. So you know that if they're playing out in a spot and then that same DJ says, well, look, we're going to have a meeting about blah, man will come because they come to this show, to rave. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So you can connect and you can get people to like take an interest. And you can get a lot of the younger people involved as well. You get me?
Yes, yes.
So, you know, it's just a way still, you know, because I'm sitting there thinking, and this is a vibe that comes to my mind still, you know, so I just want to just chat it out still, you know.
For real, sis. And it's something, you know, that as you brought it up there, yeah, it can be looked into because, as you said, you know, the DJs, the music DJs on Genesis right now command a whole heap of respect out there on street.
Of course.
You know, by a lot of people. So obviously, if they was to say the right thing and draw in the crowds under the right conditions, it would help in alleviating whatever struggle we're going through.
Yeah, because you see, it's just like what a few callers have been saying, right? People don't know about certain things. So what I'm saying is because of the dance situation and everybody raves, You get what I'm saying? So all those who don't know, they can know now. You get where I'm coming from? So there won't be no excuse. So one can't turn around and say, boy, I don't know, I've never heard, or rare. That clash. Because you're making them know up front now, you understand? And from their ear, the man, even if they've never heard, from their ear, yeah, this is the Genesis, man. Man will tune into the radio, the discussions will be more positive. Everything could be more positive. Because we have to get in everybody, you know. It's just like what we've been talking about. Everybody has to be involved. Because I love it when the youth they come on, yeah?
For real.
All them things supposed to be going on, you know what I mean? So, as I said, it's just an idea, and like, you know, I just hope that you can use that and take it further.
Okay, sis.
Okay, then,
Big up. Enough respect for that.
All right, safe.
All right?
Later.
Keep it locked.
Yeah.
Okay, London Town. What you saying, Senator? You ready for me? Senator's ready, London Town. You know what? I'm going to turn off the phone line, okay, and we'll just summarize a little. Today, all of my pens weren't working, so I didn't get to write down anyone's name. But to every caller that called in and gave, you know, positive and negative, because where there's positive, there must be negative as well, to get an equal balance. You know, so to everyone that did phone in and put their opinions across, enough respect and big up for that. At the same time, London Town, yes, you know, the talk has gone on, and it does appear, yep, the situation is a serious situation. There has been calls for us to send out the sound in terms of let's do some work now. The talk has talked, let's do the walk. Let's actually get our act together and do something, you know, be it collecting money, be it, I don't know, you know, but we shall be, in the course of this coming week, be announcing a date for a meeting, okay, where a lot of you people that phoned in today, I shall expect to see you there so that we can get something concrete together and deal with it. Now, all of our professional people out there, you know, don't exclude you yourselves. I know it's hard. I know that you're in a profession where you can't really be seen to be bigging up, you know, too much of a black cause. But at the same time, any little bit that you can do shall be, you know, well received. It's needed. You know, don't put yourself in jeopardy. I'm not telling you, you know, lose your job, but whatever you can do to help, because you are in a position, you know, you may have access to information, to equipment, to whatever, you know, so just, you know, you all, if you want your station to keep growing, this is Genesis. It's the black people's station. It's a community station. This is the people's talk show today. You all have phoned in and said you've enjoyed the format. You enjoyed all of the formats. Well, you know, if we want to secure this for our future, if we want to keep it going, let's just stop the talking and do the walking. Not in terms of the talk show is going to stop, because it won't. It will continue. But in terms of the next talk show, we want to be able to say, oh, yeah, look, you know, everyone met down the road. We've got this, and we're going to be doing this. And you can come and see this. This is a result of us meeting and sorting something out. It's time, as you've heard so many callers repeat, to get together, to work at whatever, and just, you know, show some concrete evidence that we're doing progressive things in the community. Now, to everyone that bigged up the Genesis and, you know, supported Genesis continually, forever, from since when, I just got to say one love, enough respect to all of you. London Town, it's been a beautiful show yet again. Boy, management. London Town, I think, as well at the same time, you know. We must remember the management. The management go through stress. Sometimes their hair turns white through worry. So, you know, all of you, you know, in your thoughts, always keep a thought for the management, you know, of Genesis Radio and what they're going through, the struggle that they're going through as well. Because it's not easy. It sounds easy. We can come in here, we talk, and that's it. But it's not as easy as it sounds. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, just so that we can, you know, bring the format, man, so that you can talk, reason with each other. Anyway, commissioners out of the house, it's been nice and enough respect. Catch you all soon, and just keep it locked. Senator B, I go boss it up now. See you in.
We are the people station. We are the people station. We are the people station. We are Genesis FM. Genesis FM. London.
Accept your own and be yourself. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
We are Genesis FM. London.
Black power station, educate the nation. Love that.
We are Genesis FM, London.
Hi, this is Horace Brown. Educate yourself. Hi, this is Horace Brown, and I'm listening to Genesis, and you should too, because you can educate yourself and your youth.
We are Genesis FM, London.
Genesis, London's only #1 station.
Genesis FM.
Stay tuned to Genesis Radio, and you'll know how to live as one. This is Luciano.
Genesis FM, London.
Yeah, I've just phoned in up to ask, what does Genesis really stand for?
Unity in the community, Lennox Lewis said that. We are Genesis FM.
London's only #1 station.
Genesis the Pullman Radio.
Yo, how much time we have a want so the gun for us drop out of the palm, you know? His Imperial Majesty's work, a sizzler said that when I put it down now.
The people station, the people station. Genesis FM.
Genesis station. Educating the younger generation. Shucks almighty.
We are the people station.
Oh my goodness. What would I do without Genesis?
Genesis FM.
Hi, this is Sylvia Teller, and I tune into Genesis because they reach me.
We are the people station. We are the people station. We are the people station. We are Genesis FM. Genesis FM, London.